Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come in, come in, come in. This is Tamika's Den. I am Tamika. Get on in here, y'all. Get on in here. Y'all, this is my review recap for Love After Lockup, Love During Lockup. My fiance got a fiance. Child, please help me, Lord. Help me, Lord. Help me, Lord. Help me, Lord. Okay, I feel like I am Maya Angelou and Cicely Tyson when they come out in that Tyler Perry movie, child. Y'all know the one, and they be like, what is going on? What has happened? Okay, I need y'all to get it together. What is going on with these people in this damn generation? I'm paraphrasing, baby, because these people need help, okay? I need all of them to not look for love after lockup, love during lockup, love between lockup, love beneath lockup, above lockup, without lockup, and I need them all to get inside of damn therapy, okay? Because these people need some help. It ain't no way in the daggone world, all right? How much are y'all being paid to be up here? What is really the truth? Because it ain't no worry that y'all coming on TV and embarrassing yourselves like this just because voluntary, honey. It ain't no way. You got to prove that to me. I don't believe it, okay? I don't believe it. We got people out here fighting and tossing tables. We got people sending sperm and blisters and toenails through the mail. We got people out here talking about, child, I don't know whether to laugh or cry, y'all. I don't know whether to laugh or cry, but we gonna get into this episode, honey. They are shocked and appalled. Oh my God, wait a minute. I didn't know he was a damn, drug user. Girl, what? Make it make sense, y'all. Make it make sense. This is my Love After Lockup review. We gonna take it from the top. So, baby, we start out with Miss Jessica. We gonna start out with Miss Jessica, who done dragged her daughter Bailey across I don't know how many damn states, okay, to go ahead and meet, you know what I'm saying, her little boo thing's family, child. She's supposed to be meeting them. She is all nervous. You know, they doing this little paint and sip, gonna chill and, calm the hell down or whatever the case may be, okay? Jessica and Mr. Dustin out here. This is his family, all right? And so they get there first, and Bailey got more sense than her mama. I feel like I say this every single time we are talking, but it's true. You know, she's saying she's excited. She's happy. This means a lot. She's looking forward to it. But, of course, it is really crazy to be meeting his family while he is still incarcerated. So now mama and sis come in a little bit behind them. They introduce themselves. You know, Bailey is such a sweetheart. She giving them big hugs, and they saying how, oh, yeah, this looks like his type, okay? Fits it to the T, and that she's cute and all of that, right? And she lets them know that she's really nervous, and they say, let's go ahead and paint. And so basically, when they sit down, the sister gets right to it and was like, well, how did this all, come apart or whatever, right? Like, what did you see in him? What stood out about him? At first, she kept saying, like, oh, well, I don't know. I'm not really sure. She was like, it could be the tattoos on the face or whatever, or it could have just been how he came and he stood against this phone one day and he was just staring all creepy and it turned me on. Okay, girl, and he just wasn't saying nothing and they was just staring at each other, right? And so she was like, now that I got a little bit of liquid courage, because she had to throw back them shots and, get herself calmed down. She was like, I got this tattoo. And they was like, really, we want to see it. So, of course, she stands up to show them the tattoo. And, of course, you can't miss it because it's coming across her whole damn torso. And it basically says his last name, and they like, holy Batman, and they was like, why not Dustin? Because this apparently is his last name. And of course we know that, she wanted to be dramatic and get his last name because this is supposed to be it forever. I don't know if his family knows about the whole marriage thing that they got planning. I'm not too sure about that. I don't think they do, but of course she thinks this means that they're going to be forever and ever. So, Miss Bailey, who's the only one that seems to have any sense because, his sister was saying, well, you don't have no doubt. You think this is forever. And she was saying, absolutely. Bailey asked how many relationships have he had. And they was like, he's never been loyal to a woman. He's never had a serious relationship. And then, Bailey was asking why. And she was like, I have no idea. Okay. And so she just was like, he's never really been responsible. He's always been in trouble. He does this every single time when he's in and out of prison. It usually lasts about a week. Jessica said a week. She said, yes, girl, a week. Okay, that is what it is. And when he gets locked up, then he becomes this great person. And so she's like, well, he's been a really great person that seems to have made dumb decisions or whatever. And they like, yeah, but he's a drug addict when it's all said and done, girl. He is a drug addict, period, point blank, okay? He likes to smoke weed and he likes to do meth. Now, honey, meth, I said, what? Okay, and apparently Jessica was shocked with this too. He was supposed to go to rehab, but instead of rehab, he ended up in jail again. Jessica talking about some, I'm not okay. I know how bad meth has ruined people or whatever, right? And so she over here talking about, so I just basically have to keep him away from, drugs. And they were saying like they don't think he could have, any type of stable relationship or whatever, right? And his addiction is huge and it gets in the way. And so, of course, what would you expect? But for Bailey to really be like, now this really scares me. I don't like that, okay? I'm scared for what this could do to my mom. I'm scared to how it could bring her down. And I'm like, girl, you mean to tell me you literally changed your entire life, jumped up, came, I don't know how far from where you was ready to move your teenage daughter there too, okay? And you talking about you ain't know that he was doing drugs that way? Girl, bye. Okay, lost your job and the whole damn nines. Like, what? Okay, in my little John voice. So she in the car driving off with Bailey talking about, I didn't realize the drug problem was that big. And, Bailey is like, I didn't know that either. And then they like, oh boy. I said, girl, child, you need to be in a damn facility yourself, okay? You need to be in a facility yourself. You ain't think about getting to know this man in any way, shape, or damn form. I guess besides the fantasies you had in your head and you busy over here putting damn tattoos on your torso. So now moving on along, honey, we get to Chelsea, okay? Chelsea, I need you to go back home and I need you to find your father and sit your damn behind down somewhere too, girl, okay? Enough is enough with the shenanigans. Chelsea over here talking about she about to make this call and wake up her son and make sure that he's on time for the bus, right? And she's on her way to eat, meet Mike's mom for the first time. Here go another one that's all out here nervous or whatever, right? And so she gets there. I thought the lady that was sitting outside was his mom, but apparently this is grandma. Grandma looked like she didn't want to be bothered and was looking like, why you even walking up here just sitting down, girl? Okay, it was mad awkward, She come and just wave and sit there, but then mama come on out the house and mama's a little bit more greeting, smiling and just saying like, oh, wow, she's so pretty. Like she was shocked that, he could even get a girl this pretty, or I don't know if she's supposed to be shocked that because she, has hearing loss that she wasn't supposed to be pretty. I don't know why, but mama was shocked, okay? And she's introducing her to grandma and everything like that. And so, she just kept saying how pretty she was. And then the only thing that grandma did say when she looked like she was starting to loosen up a little bit is the fact that she had heard, what a good person that Chelsea is and how good she takes care of her grandson. And mama was basically agreeing like, yeah, I heard, how good she is to my son or whatever the case may be. And that's what's important. So far, so good because, between the looks and the treatment of, how she feels that she's heard how Chelsea's been taking care of Mikey. She's all good with her, okay? In her eyes, that's off to a good start, right? She can't really say much more than that. And so then they basically, was just making small talk where she was like, well, I heard that you are able to read lips. And Chelsea was saying, yeah. And, they was pretty much understanding each other, whatever the case may be. And she was like, well, I know that he had got sick and that really blew me away. Now, she says he suffered a big stroke and a mini stroke, okay? And he supposedly stayed 8 days in the hospital. But how is the damn people from the jail keep telling y'all that everything was okay and they didn't know nothing about this, mama, okay? So I'm giving you the side eye, And she was like, nobody would talk to me. Nobody would tell me anything or whatever, right? So supposedly she still want to go see this lawyer, to talk about that because she don't like the treatment that was given. And so basically, they was conversing about that and then who should call up on the daggone phone, okay? But Mikey himself, she's like, oh, speak of the devil, and she puts him on speaker and she's like, is Michael? And she said, yeah, this is going to be him. She's like, I'm going to let him know that you're here, whatever, right? And so as soon as he answers, she's basically letting him know, like, I'm sitting here with this beautiful lady. He was like, oh, she actually made it down. He sounding fine as I don't know what, okay? He had, hallelujah, thank you, Jesus, a miracle, all right? He was able to recuperate and get back to his full self after having 2 strokes, 1 mini and 1 big one, just in time for Chelsea's visit, okay? And so as she's talking and saying, you know, is that him and stuff like that, he's saying that this is actually his first time ever hearing her voice. He was like, you know, I seen her in video before or whatever, but she wasn't talking much in those videos. She was mostly hearing sign language. So he was like, this just means a lot to me, and I feel like I have a piece of her with me now. And mama go ahead and let her know what he says or whatever, right? And so she talking about how she would love to jump through the phone and hug him or whatever and take him with her. And, you know, this is just making her smile and feel special. And she was saying how she was nervous to, you know, meet her and all of this kind of stuff. And he said he was nervous today, even though he's not the one that's actually there. So he was like, he's not going to lie, this whole ordeal with the stroke, you know, the standards that the, you know, guards and stuff like that had was not up to par, that he was playing softball, was healthy as a horse. He had worked out that day and then literally ended up having a stroke, and basically was like, you know, something about the correctional officer was supposed to have take him to hydrate or something, or told him he needed to dehydrate, that he was dehydrated and that he would be fine later. And if they had checked on him, then all of this would have been prevented. So now, of course, you know, here go mama thinking she got some kind of lawsuit. She like, yeah, well, you know what we plan on doing today? We still going to see that lawyer, and she going to be going with me. And he was saying he's kind of excited about that. And then she said, you know, she was too. So I was like, girl, I don't know, Chelsea, but I know, honey, you need to run for the damn hills. Okay, that's what I do know. So, you know, when she asking him how he feeling today, he's like, he's a little bit better, whatever the case may be. And of course, she's saying that she's happy to hear from him, happy to know that he's okay and that he loves him rather. And, you know, he was like, oh, tell her thank you and all of that, right? And then she still keeps to saying, like, I know she's such a pretty girl, right? So she even says if he messes up, then she'll kick his butt. He better not mess up with her. I said, mama, mama. Mama, I see you, right? And she over here talking about how, you know, Chelsea looks smoking hot or whatever, right? And then they get into this conversation where she's even saying she always wanted, you know, tattoos, but she never had the heart to do it. And we find out that grandma over here with 7 tattoos, okay? So her and Chelsea felt like they had a little bit of a connection, you know, with that part, because the Chelsea got all these tattoos all over her. So that was pretty much that with that, okay? Now, moving right along, child. We get to damn Justine and Michael. Child, Justine's cousin is in town, right? You know, she's feeling like since she's a newlywed, she don't want to be there by herself. She want company, and Justine's cousin just flew in to hang out with her. She's showing off, of course, you know, the new car. Justine is trying to ask, you know, what kind of car is this? And she's like, girl, new. You know, basically what year? So then they go in the house and she's looking at how, you know, Justine got a collage of Michael up on the wall, and how, you know, basically this collage is consisting of all the pictures, the letters, and whatever have you. So then she gonna talk about, oh, do you see the toenail? She like, girl, toenail, I know you lying where? So she's like, yeah, toenail. So then she begins to tell us, child, TMI, stuff that we don't need to know, that apparently Michael sends her all different kind of weird things. Because at first the cousin is looking at all the pictures and stuff on the wall, and she's like, oh, y'all so damn cheesy. And then she basically like, girl, did you see the toenail? Keep looking. So she decides to tell us that he sends her blood, sperm, blisters, okay, you name it. And she puts it all on the wall because that's how much she loves it, all right? She loves those toenails, and that's why she has to put them on the wall. And so her cousin is like me. We both going, what? So in the meantime, you know, of course, he calls not too long after that, right? And she's basically going to take the call and talk to him, and letting him know that her cousin is there with her now and stuff like that, right? And she's like asking him what he up to, and he's like, of course, I'm just counting down, you know, the days and the hours till I get up out of here, and they letting me know that I'm free or whatever, right? Of course, what else the hell is gonna be on his mind, right? And then she's like, well, my cousin is here, and then she's making a joke saying how much she loved the toenail. She was like, yeah, no, I definitely did not love the toenail. So she basically was like, she's going to have some questions for you. And she has him on speaker. So the cousin is just basically like, how much do you really care about my cousin? Like, how real is this? Of course, I have my worries and my concerns about, this relationship and this situation. And he was like, I know a lot of people is going to say that I'm just saying things because I'm locked up, but that's not the case. I love her, with my own whole heart. I feel like I couldn't go on without her and I wouldn't be able to live without her and all of that different kind of stuff. And this is not jail talk. This is some, real stuff right here. And so she was like, well, I'm glad to hear that. And he was like, yeah, that's my baby right there. And then she was telling her to show her the chain, and she was like, I love that chain. And so she was like, yeah, well, I'm all about them being together and being able to have a 50-50 marriage, but this man is in jail, so where is he getting all these nice things? What is he doing? Where's this money coming from? So she finally comes out and asks, because she like, I need to know what's going on. And she was like, oh, where you getting this money? He gonna laugh at that part and talk about some, he just real lucky and he won the lotto. We all know that's bull crap. It's like, of course, he couldn't just answer the question straight up. And Justine was saying how Mike doesn't like asking people, people asking him about the money. So she's hoping that he don't really get too pissed in this case, all right? Because usually he would get real heated with that. And so when they hang up the phone, she's asking her cousin, like, are you satisfied with the answers that you got? And she's like, not really, shit. To be honest, you know what I'm saying? No, not exactly. It's not like I got an honest answer. She's like, come on, I know the whole, lottery thing is bull crap. So then Justine starts laughing and she's like, of course he didn't win the lottery. He's being sarcastic. She's like, if anything, I feel like he basically gets this from the whole music thing. And she was like, well, are you sure that's what it is? You sure it's not no illegal stuff that's, in the mix of this? She was like, what if that car that you got out there right now is a hot car? Don't you want to know? Don't you think you should take it in so that it could be checked and made sure that everything is good with it? What if it's stolen? And I ain't even think about that, honey, okay? I just thought maybe it could have possibly came from, drugs or whatever else, but hey, cuz might have a point, and Justine talking about if I found out for any reason that this was illegal stuff, I would be more than disappointed. And she was like, but he gonna be home in a few weeks and he gonna be riding in the car too. So, I don't think that he would do anything like that. And she was like, I'm gonna trust him. I don't question him. And I don't care if people think that that's naive or whatever. And I'm gonna stand by his side no matter what. And she was like, I just don't think that that's the case and that he's some kind of fraud or he's going to be doing these negative things. Of course, that's the first thing that's always going to come to people's minds. But, I don't believe that. And of course, her cousin just looking at her like, girl, okay, like she got 3 damn heads. All right. Now, moving on from her, we get Melissa and Louie, child. Melissa needs some serious goddamn help, okay? Louis might be a liar, all right? He might be playing games. That would not be such the shocker. But when it's all said and done, Melissa needs some daggone help. And maybe if Louis is lying and she does go in the other direction, maybe at the end of the day, that's a blessing to her and him because Melissa seriously needs to get her some help, okay? Have I said that enough? Melissa decides to go and meet Louis' old boss, When she first comes in, oh, hey, I'm Melissa, whatever. I'm out here for Louis. And he's basically asking her, like, how was he in high school? Because I'm not really, that familiar with him in those days. By the time he came out here and was around us, he was already 20. And so she tell him a little bit about that. Now, the boss starts spilling the tea, and he's like, well, he basically was already an alcoholic when he came here. He already had a drinking problem, but later started the oxy. Things got real serious. He would be locked up in the bathroom and different stuff like that, and it basically got to the point where, I had to go ahead and let him go. Now, here we go again with another one talking about, OMG, I might actually be with an actual addict. What gave you that damn idea, Melissa? When did you catch on to that? And then he continues to say how it seems like he's being, pretty level-headed now, getting back on track. He lets her know, like, they start to talk about the yoga and how much that changed his life. And she's like, yeah, his mother was mentioning something about the yoga too. And he was saying how he actually would like him to get back to work once he's out and, able to get established and get his life together, that he really thinks that he could be a big help with that, and he wants him to know that he could have a job there. So Melissa's like, well, did you actually talk to him about this job and offer him this job, and did he actually accept the job? Oh yeah, we talked about it and everything like that. So now she's in her feelings talking about, oh, I feel like this is not gonna work. I feel like I done came all the way down here for nothing, and there's a whole bunch of negativity. It's not negativity, Melissa. It's just not the stuff that you want to damn hear, right? She's talking about some, he didn't tell me this. It seems like he told you one story and told me another, whatever, and like I said, yeah, that the mom had mentioned the yoga too. So he was like, well, I don't know about all of that. He was like, maybe he is saying two different things. Maybe he's also saying that because he could be nervous and just really don't know what to expect from the situation or whatever, and kind of trying to please everybody. But what he really needs to be focused on is himself and getting himself, pretty much better or whatever, right? And be the best version of Louis. And he was like, definitely when he gets out, like I said, I would want him to have a stable situation. And he was saying, as far as he was concerned, he felt like that would be staying there and working with him, right? And so Melissa's over here talking about how she gonna go ahead to the damn, yoga class. But before she decided to do that, she's actually like, well, I think I'm gonna have to go ahead and talk to Louis myself, have this conversation with him and find out what's going on, because I thought this was gonna be a few months and he was gonna be coming to Jersey, and now it's looking like he had, a plan of his own, and I wasn't involved in it. And so now I'm feeling a different way completely. And so the boss was basically saying how he probably was trying to make everybody happy. So now when she's leaving from there, she's calling and is like, oh yeah, we need to talk. I got some issues. I just finished speaking to your boss, and he was saying how, so he offered you a job and you were saying you was going to take it. So, Louis basically like, yeah, common sense. I can't leave as soon as I get out. I'm going to be staying here for a while. And if I'm going to be staying here for a while, I'm going to want to show that, I'm getting my act together and that I'm working somewhere. So yeah, I probably would be working there for a while or whatever, right? Like, duh. And then, she's basically like, oh yeah, and what am I hearing with this whole yoga thing? And he's like, yoga makes me happy. I enjoy doing yoga. Like, that's about it. And so basically when she thought she was about to start asking him these different questions, he was like, to be honest with you, I'm starting to get pissed. I'm starting to get annoyed. Pretty much the same reaction that he had when she first showed up at his job that time. And he's like, if you're going to be talking like this and you're going to be getting an attitude and coming out your face or whatever, then we could end this conversation right now. We don't need to get no further, and we don't need to talk about it. He's like, of course I'm trying to do something with myself and, get myself together. He was like, what the hell do you mean? Who is she? She's a damn yoga instructor that used to come there to the prison and work. And that was it. He was like, if that's all we're going to do with this conversation, then I'm about to hang up. So she was like, are you telling me the truth? And he was like, I'm really getting irritated with your ass. Okay, so this conversation is about to be over. So she was like, should I come tomorrow? He was like, come if you want to come, don't if you don't. So she was like, all right, we'll see. And he was like, we'll see. So now when she hanging up the phone, she talking about, oh, why is he so defensive? I don't understand that. That's making me think even more that there's something that's going on. He threatened to hang up or whatever on me, right? And if it wasn't anything going on, then he wouldn't need to get so defensive. He wouldn't even care. So this is when she definitely feels that she is going to definitely sit down with, this yoga instructor, because she's saying things is not sitting right with her. I said, girl, you need to sit down with your damn therapist. I'm tired of you. I'm sick of Melissa, okay? So she go ahead to the yoga class, and the lady's like, oh, go put your shoes over there and join us, introducing herself. She's doing the downward dog and all the different poses that she's supposed to do for her damn yoga. And here go Melissa. Oh, she's so beautiful and she's so thin. And I could see what Louis is probably looking at when he's in here. That's what the real question is. What is he coming in to look at? Because look at her butt in the ear right in my face. Are you freaking kidding me? And that's probably what he likes, and that's probably what he's getting out of it and all of this. So she goes and introduces herself to the lady after the class, and she's like, oh, well, I'm Melissa, Louis' girlfriend. And the lady's just like, oh, okay, Louis, like, yeah, he's a good, student. He works hard. He liked the class from the very beginning. He would come and ask me questions afterwards. I know it's something that he's interested in and he's trying to get into. And she's like, yeah, but get into it for what exactly? And the lady's looking at her like she got, 3 damn heads or whatever. And she's like, Well, I don't know about all of that. I know that he's good, that he's a nice soul, that he likes the way that it helps, the soul and the body or whatever the case may be. It makes you feel good. It gives you energy. And she was like, one thing I could see about Louis is that he likes to feel like he's more present in the body. He's a charming person and very enthusiastic from the beginning and stuff like that. Everything she was saying was positive, and she seemed, sincere overall from what we could see. And here go Melissa. Oh, this is definitely not reassuring me, and she's trying to act like there's nothing going on between her and Louis, and like she's not attracted to him or whatever the case may be. And then she's saying to the lady, well, I'm just trying to see how he's so into it. Like, I never knew about this. And she was like, I'm really supposed to believe that he's just into this. It's really hard to believe that he's just into this for some innocent yoga. And the lady's like, yeah, I got other classes to do, have a nice day, miss, and really nice to meet you, and tell Louis, I said hi, okay, because I got other classes to teach. All right, give Louis all my best. And I was like, I know that's right, miss, okay, get out of here with your damn foolishness, with your crazy ass Melissa, all right? So she's still talking about something. I'm worried that Louis not telling me the truth. Girl, if he not, so what at this damn point? Take your cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs behind back home. Okay? Next damn cuckoo damn clock up here, y'all. Mr. Mark. I said, I know you freaking lying. Mark is there with one of his friends, and he's talking to him and telling him this whole idea that he had with Sarah and her getting pregnant or whatever. And the friend is like, sometimes Mark is a little special, okay? He gets these ideas and he runs with it, whatever, and he's always doing random shit, okay? And so in the meantime that he's telling him about this idea that he thinks is absolutely bonkers, just like the rest of us, which was for Christian to get pregnant, and supposedly that's going to get her out of jail faster, because technically she got about another 8 years, and if she's 22 now, then she will not get out until when she is 30, okay? They over here calculating and doing the math. And so he's saying how if she gets pregnant, she'll get out sooner. But it's like, first of all, Mark, that's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. There's plenty of women that give birth while they are in prison, and they still stay in prison, and the child comes out, and one of their family members or the other parent or whoever it may be is the one that takes care of them. So please educate yourself and stop being so damn stupid, okay? And the girl already said no. So I'm like, are we still on this freaking conversation? Now, in the meantime, he get another call from somebody named Christian, and she is basically calling, and he's like, oh, well, let me tell you about this. What do you think about this idea? I got this big house. It's like a 12-bedroom house that I'm renting out, because sometimes I do Airbnbs, and I'm thinking about extending it and adding another 12 rooms to it. And then instead of just renting it out to different people like I normally would do, what I figured I could do is actually rent it out to inmates that's just coming out of jail. And then he's adding in the whole pregnancy thing, and he's like, if they come and be pregnant and have their babies and have their kids or whatever, everybody could just kind of help out and take care of each other kids. So I said, wait a minute, Mark, what are we doing? What are we turning this into? Like, you lost me, okay? The first part actually sound good. If you could get some kind of program like that going for, people that's coming out of jail. And the person, Christian, is actually agreeing with him, like, oh, okay, yeah, that sound cool. But now you starting to sound like you talking about starting a damn Harlem or something going on here, where all the girls that you thinking of talking to as far as you dating is supposed to be under one roof, and you supposed to get them all pregnant. Is that what we saying? Because I don't know what the hell the point of this conversation was. It was started out one place and then turned left, went up the road, and turned back down again. And I'm lost, okay? And then in the meantime, you got Sierra calling on the other end, and him saying to her, let me see if I could go ahead and put y'all on a three-way, which I didn't even know you could do that, okay? His friend was actually telling him at first, like, oh, no, you can't do that or whatever. It's not going to let you. But whatever damn phone Mark got, apparently it does, okay? He was saying, like, yeah, it's working. So he actually says to her, like, do you mind this? Another friend calling, okay, that just called, that's locked up. And I want to connect the calls and put y'all on three-way so that you can speak to her, because I would like for you to meet her. And you just hear this silence for a minute, and then she must have said, yeah, let me go ahead and see how far this damn fool is really gonna go with this, because you about to hook me up to another chick that you've been talking to when more than likely she probably thinking that she just talking to her. So it's like, oh yeah, give me a couple seconds, and then he connects them both, and it's like, Sierra, oh, this is Christian, this is Sierra. So yeah, like I was saying, I was thinking about how I could have this whole house set up for people that's coming out of prison, and they all could stay together, whatever the case may be, and all be in the same house, and how when you get pregnant or whatever, that could be a faster way for you to get out of jail and stuff like that, right? And the other girl, Christian, apparently has had a damn baby in jail before. So she's basically saying, well, first of all, it doesn't work that way. Okay, I've been pregnant before. It would be nice if it worked that way. She was like, sure, if that could happen, I would absolutely do it. But unfortunately, that's not how it goes. It actually is where you can give birth in there, and you still would have to basically stay in there, and the baby would just come out. He's over here talking about hear me out on this. So he was like, if you knew you could get out in a matter of months and you had years, wouldn't you do anything you had to do to get pregnant? She was like, yeah, I would, She was like, but you wouldn't get out. That's the whole point. It does not work that way. All right. So finally, somebody said it. In the meantime, his friend is literally standing there looking at him like this, because he can't believe how stupid he is either. Right. He's like, this boy cannot be this dumb. And so, so Sarah is again saying, Mark, do you understand what you're saying? And she was like, there's no way in hell that could be done, or whatever the case may be. And I could get into even more trouble. She was like, nobody is doing that or whatever. Right. And then he's like, but you're already in trouble. And she was like, even if there was a way or there was a chance of getting out, I'm not risking it. Okay. And she was making sense the last time that she said it to him, but apparently he don't understand. He's still over here talking about, well, when you want to get out before you're 30. So anyway, Christian ends up saying, I gotta go. They're gonna be doing the count. So then he thinks that is his Sincera that hung up. So he's over here like, why didn't you back me up? You were supposed to help me. And then you hear, this is Sincera or whatever. And he's like, oh, Sincera, my bad. He was like, yo, I thought you said, that it was still you on that you was the one that hung up. When I asked, is this Christian? You said, yeah. Now, in the meantime, his friend is like, I've known Mark for a long time, and sometimes he's just a dummy. Okay. He's just a dummy. He does dumb shit, and he lets his foot get in his damn mouth. Basically, I'm paraphrasing. Okay. His friend knew he was full of crap. He was like, he thinks that he's meaning well. He doesn't mean to be an asshole, but he is. Okay. And so he's over here telling Sincera like, yo, I'm sorry. He was like, y'all kind of sounded like I couldn't hear clearly. I was asking you whether you was Christian or not, and you said yeah. And Sincera ended up being like, you know what? I don't think I could continue with this. You talking to too many damn people to make me feel comfortable, because she had actually asked him at one point, like, how many people are you even talking to in this way? And I think he has said 7. And so he's in the midst of telling her, like, it's not serious. It's not serious. She's just a friend. But baby, she hung up the phone on him. Okay. Oh, you say she's just a friend. You say he's just a friend. Oh, baby, you. Okay. Mark, no. Okay. You got no type of game, no type of swag at all. And you out here trying to get people pregnant while they locked up. Boy, bye. Get the hell up off my damn screen. Okay. Now, last but definitely not least, we get them Ty and Tati. Okay. Ty is fed up. She over it. She under it. She through it. She done called up Boston, and she's saying, lady, we need to meet woman to woman. Okay. Woman to woman. Okay. I need you to come on over, girl. I need to meet you. I'm going to meet you over here at the spot on the block where it's hot. Okay. And we going to sit down and we going to have this conversation. So they go ahead, Boston agreed to meet her first. She trying to play dumb, like she don't know who she is. And then she like went, and, Ty is like, now, chick. Okay. And she's like, okay. So Ty's sitting there waiting on her, and she's like, oh, how long she gonna have me waiting here? She gonna show up and all of that. Then when she start walking towards her, Ty over here talking about something. I know that ain't this girl coming walking looking like a Bernstein bear. I said, not Bernstein bear, girl. Ty is a damn mess, right? So Ty is really upset, which is understandable, but then it's not understandable because Ty got like 11 other men that she talking to that's locked up as well, okay? But of course she is supposed to be engaged to Hate, okay? And she is saying, I'm trying to figure out how my fiance got a fiance, all right? And so when she sits down, she's like, yo, what's good? You know, what's going on? What is happening between you and Mr. Hottie, all right? And Boston over here talking about, well, basically he's my man, ain't a damn thing changed, okay? He is my fiance. We are engaged, and we are seeing a video as she's saying that, where she's showing this ring, whatever, right? But she does not have the actual ring on now. When she's meeting up with Ty, she's saying that she's supposedly getting it fixed. And Ty is like, oh, what, girl? Your man hands were so big that they couldn't fit on them. I said, yo, Ty is a damn mess, okay? She be coming with them damn lines. I will give her that. And so, you know, Boston is laughing at that or whatever the case may be, right? But she's basically like, oh, I know. Then she's saying they supposed to be getting married, and they getting married as soon as he get out. So Ty's basically like, well, what's the dates? What exactly do y'all got planned? And she over here talking about some, oh, well, why you want to know, why you asking? She like, because I'm trying to get down to the bottom and the truth or whatever. You know, Boston over here wanting to play damn games, okay? And as crazy as Hottie can be, I know she is crazy. Boston irritates me because she just plays plain dumb, okay? And she basically saying too, of course, like the confessional, how, you know, oh, this does hurt her too, to know that they're both engaged. Because of course, Ty's like, I'm asking you because I'm over here engaged too, honey. Here goes my ring. And in the meantime, Hottie is trying to be like, oh, well, your ring, you know, look mad small. How much did that cost or whatever? And where did you get that from? And she's telling her, like, I got it from his cousin. Where did you get yours from? So Ty's answering the questions and letting it known, you know, letting it be known what's going on. Whereas Boston is trying to so-called hold her little stuff to her, so she didn't say exactly who she got it from, right? So we don't know if Miss Cousin lied about that part or not. And she's supposedly saying that she don't have it on because it's getting fixed. Okay, that sounds like bull to me too, to be quite honest. So it's like, you know, every time Ty's pulling up her chair and saying she trying to sit and look at her in her face while they talking and talk woman to woman or whatever, she's moving back and she's being kind of nonchalant. Now, I grant her the fact that Ty was the one that came and was hitting on her and acting all crazy that last time, so I probably wouldn't trust her either. And I probably wouldn't even been there in the first place. And I wouldn't be dating some guy that's a prisoner and fighting some chick over it. So really, I would not be in this situation, period. But if you're going to come all the way out here to sit down and talk to her, then it's like, talk, be real, or don't do it. So I could understand Ty getting frustrated with the situation because she playing ring around the table. She talking about, I'm not going nowhere. I'm going to be here. You know, oh, I don't want you near me. She don't want to answer no questions. So it just was like, what was the point of her coming? I guess she wanted to just be on camera for a minute too. So of course it don't take long after they going back and forth, and her being like, well, why are you so mad? Why are you being so hostile? And telling her to calm down. Ty's like, first of all, I'm calm. She was like, I'm calm. I'm trying to ask you questions and figure out what's going on, because here go my ring. Are you coming to my wedding? Are you trying to be my flower girl? You know what I'm saying? Are you trying to be a part of the wedding? Like, what's up? What's really good? You know, and then Boston was saying that it really did hurt to see that they are engaged too or whatever, right? But of course it don't hurt that much because you still gonna sit your dumb behind right there, right? And she was saying how she didn't want to show Ty how upset she is and show that she's a weak person in any kind of way, but you showing yourself being stupid on national TV. So okay, girl, right? And so she basically you know, kept doing that. And so after a while, of course, it didn't take long. Ty got pissed and Ty flung that damn table over. Okay, I said, girl, it ain't the damn table fault. And basically walked away and was still like yelling stuff to her from across the street. And of course, Boston talking about, you know, you wild, you out of control, you angry, you got a whole bunch of anger issues. You know, how anybody supposed to sit down and talk to you when you getting mad? And she was like, girl, I was trying to talk to you. I was trying to come to you woman to woman. And you basically out here playing games and bull crapping and laughing in my face like it's a game. She like, yeah, if you gonna laugh in my face, girl, then, you know, of course she talking about I could come get you, I'll kill you and all this other stuff. But she was like, nah, seriously, come here, you know, and talk to me woman to woman, like I'm trying to be real with you. And Ty actually surprisingly apologizes. Okay, she does apologize. She does say, you know, she got heated, and she's like, listen, I don't mean to take my anger out on you, because Our actuality is not for me to take it out on you. It's for me to take it out on Hottie because he's the one I'm actually pissed with. She was like, he's the one that lied to me. He's the one that promised me stuff. He's the one that I'm over here thinking I'm in a relationship with. I'm over here planning a damn wedding, getting a ring, you know, going to get a dress, putting all my stuff into it. She was like, yeah, you was calling me delusional to a certain degree. You're right. I am delusional because I actually believe that this man loved me. And I'm pretty sure that everything he's saying to me and everything he promising me, he basically saying to you and promising to you too. So she was like, you know, that is what I'm mad about. Now here go freaking Boston talking about, oh, well, I'm, you know, happy to hear her say that, and I have to give credit where credit is due with the fact that she could come out and say that and admit that. But at the end, I knew I was going to be the last man standing, and I knew I was going to be the one to win, and basically I did win. What did you win, boo? What did you win? You won trash? That's what you happy to say you won? Okay, girl, like y'all prize, y'all limits, y'all awards, y'all things that y'all be thinking that y'all accomplishing out here in the streets is not really the accomplishment that you think it is. It's quite sad, to be honest, but okay. And she got the big smile on. You know, at first she was able to sit there and want to call Ty, childish or whatever the case may be, but then Todd was like, you know what, come on, let's talk it out, you know, let me talk to you woman to woman and let you know. So she was like, you know, if I was being loud and crazy and all of that, I could stand up and admit that I was wrong and I could apologize for that. She was like, that part is really not your fault, it's actually Hottie's fault, because he was the one that was out here playing games and doing all the different dirt that he was doing. And she basically was saying to us that she could look inside of Boston's face and actually see the hurt and pain in her eyes, you know, as well, when she's looking in her eyes, and she knows that she feels just as dumb as she do, you know. And so she apologized to her for that, and Boston was like, she accepted, but at the same time she was talking about she won this prize, girl, whatever. Okay, so she was like, look, I gotta go ahead and I gotta deal with Hottie because he's the one that, you know, basically put me in this situations. I hate him because, and she was like, and I know hate is a strong word, but because of what he did to me or whatever, right? And so that was pretty much it, you guys. You know, y'all tell me what y'all think about this daggone episode, honey, and everything that went down. You know, put it in the comments. Let's discuss. Okay, like, comment, share. Subscribe. If you are so inclined, give me a wave. Let me know you came by. Put some flames up in the sky. All right, y'all. Till next time. Toodaloo.